So that's a double cut, 10 mils. Check it out. I gave him some new grips. Nice and comfy.
Goeiemorgen mensen. Well, middag. I forgot to record the rest of the video this morning. I went and picked up some soil. I'll show you that in a sec. But I also forgot to show you what it looks like from the top.
There's the top view once again. Kakuyu looking lekker. Busy painting my fence. Getting there.
Right, so for today's video, as part of the spring cleanup, or let's say the pre-spring cleanup, I've been fixing sprinklers and painting fences and sorting out garden beds out front, and now I still need to get back to repairing that bed on that side where I did the soil video. That needs to get done. And now with me pulling sprinklers out the middle of this main section of the yard, I've got those big holes now because I put the sprinklers into the flower beds, so there's no longer any sprinkler or irrigation lines under the lawn. It's all in the beds. But now I've got to go fill up those holes. So what I did is I thought, okay, I'll go out and buy just a bag of lawn dressing for that, and then I might as well get a bag of compost and a bag of fine bark mulch, so I could sort of figure out what I wanted to do for the beds. Because the fine bark mulch has a bit of a composted component to it, or compost component to it, I thought, I don't know if I wanted to go just compost, or if I just go straight to bark mulch, buy a big load of that, and then just start doing the beds as and when I have bucks. So yeah, let's have a look at those quick.
Alright, so I didn't just get these to test the stuff out for myself. I wanted to show you what you get value wise when using a bulk soil supplier. So not just going to the nursery and picking up a little 10 litre or a 30 litre or 10 kilogram bag of compost or lawn dressing or whatever it is that you get in those bags from the nursery. Those guys normally cost between 20 and 40 bucks depending on where you're buying and if you catch the stuff on special for about the 10 kilo weight. These are 80 kilogram bags and they only cost me 80 rand. So 1 rand a kg versus 4 rand a kg, or up to 4 rand a kg. So you are saving a heck of a lot of money by using bulk soil suppliers, and this is their bagged product. You don't want to pick it up. I mean, it weighs almost what I do. It's not fun to carry it, but it's certainly high value in this, and if you buy per cubic meter, even higher value.
So for those of you looking to top dress this year or fill up your garden beds or whatever, if you need to buy soil, yes, even if you've got a very small yard, let's say you've only got 100 square meters, buying just 1 cubic meter directly from a bulk soil supplier is going to save you like 4 times the money, at least, depending on where you get it from and how much they charge you for transport's really the deciding factor. That is a heck of a savings. Buy from bulk soil suppliers. The bagged stuff is only for convenience.
So let me show you what I've got here. This first bag over here, this is the same lawn dressing that I used last year. It is a mix of Volbrain topsoil with chicken manure, and it's sifted. So the chicken manure is obviously the organic complement, and chicken manure in particular has the highest nitrogen value compared with the other manures, which then means it is best for your lawn in that circumstance. Remember, you don't want to pump the phosphorus, and kraal manure and that kind of thing can not only contain weeds, but it often is higher in phosphorus. So this for me is a great way to go, and with it being topsoil, it means that it is a mix of sand, silt and clay, so stuff that plants can grow in. If you have a look, it is slightly damp being in the bag. You can see it takes some shape, and the instant that I move it around, there it breaks up. That's the perfect texture for putting on your lawn. Whereas some suppliers will take the topsoil and they'll mix it with a compost like this. This is just a standard compost. It's not a nice fine sifted compost. I'll show you a little clip quickly of me playing around with some sifted compost that is more fermented. It's easier to break down and get into the, well, in particular when you're talking about lawns, it can get into that surface better. This coarse compost is not the best stuff for putting on your lawn. Lawns or any plants don't actually like to grow in compost. They want to grow in topsoil. They need this in the first place. So trying to make your grass grow through this is not the best idea. This is just supposed to be a complement to your existing soil profile or structure. So this stuff is actually perfect for your beds, but it's not my advice for your lawns. Go with the sifted stuff. And then in this bag, we've got the fine bark mulch. You can see it's actually gone through the composting process. That's part of the composting process to some extent. It's the coarser material that they pull out, and that's why it's called a fine bark mulch. And this is going to supply me with tons of carbon, but with also a little bit of fertilizing element and some stuff to egg on some soil life beneath the ground. And I think this is what I'm going to go with instead of just the raw compost like that. I think I'm going to go with this stuff because there's a lot more solid matter that will help me build structure, break up that compacted soil of mine. It'll complement my soil texture, so sand, silt and clay mix. Adding this kind of stuff to it I think is going to be the better way to go. And then obviously you can get coarser bark mulches, which are more like bark chips or wood chips, that are much more coarse than this, and they don't really have a composting element or component like this one does. And I think, just looking at it, I think this is what I'm going to go with for my beds.
So as I said earlier on, plants don't like growing in compost or just organic matter. They need a bit of sand, silt and clay, topsoil, to grow in. So I'm going to use the lawn dressing, which has the chicken manure in it as the organic complement, to fill up those big irrigation holes. So let's go do that quick.
Alright, so this is the hole that got left behind. It's about a hand's length. I'd say it's up to about my wrist if I put it up against the side like that. About 15 to 18 centimeters, or the height of a sprinkler. So let's fill that guy up. I just put some of the lawn dressing into a bucket. We'll just chuck it in the hole like so. Try not to make too much of a mound on the outside of the hole. It needs to be in there. And then just compress the stuff. As water hits it, it will start to break up again. Excuse the bad footage. Just fill it up like so. And then push it down like that. It is perfectly fine to compact it because this is a gat in the ground. And over time, let's see what happens when you get it on the existing lawn area. It builds that up. That's why you need to get it into the holes. That's good enough for now. Kind of fluff that up around the edges a little bit, and then I'll go do it to the rest. And that's that. Actually, while I'm at it, I might as well fill up some of these holes as well. So you can tell this dip. I don't know if you can tell it on camera. You can see there, it used to be, I think there was a tree planted in here at some point in time, and then it became, because my house used to be a preschool, it became like a sand pit full of gravel. So this mound over here, see there's where I stopped mowing, it goes up and then into that hole. So either where a tree used to be and or gravel car park or whatever, that little edge over there is too much of a big mound. So one way to sort that out is to dig out the mound, but I feel like keeping my grass, so I'm going to fill up the hole instead. Now there's not enough here, so I'll just do that times 5. There we go. Just let the lawn leveler do the work for you. And here's an interesting view of the mulch. There's the fine bark mulch, my native soil, which I don't know if you can see that. That's what it is, people. Let's try and scratch it. That's my soil for you. I think that gives you a very good indication of what's going on. Anyway, that's the whole bed. Granted, it was some of the subgrade, so there's no more topsoil here, so I've got to remake the topsoil there. Excuse the wind. So that's the bark mulch. So when I spread it out, it's going to look, and I want a good thick layer. I would say that's probably 3 or 4 centimeters thick that I've done now, so it will look like that. The compost is more black, so if I spread that out also sort of 3 or 4 centimeters, I suppose the thing to be aware of is that the compost is going to have more of a fertilizing element to it, whereas that will have less, more carbon, more fertilizer. I think That's the way to go. The dark medium looks nice, but that just feels a bit more robust. That's a bit lightweight. I don't know. Let me let this dry out over the next few days and see what happens. Obviously I still need to go fix up areas like that, so that'll be lawn dressing. And a couple of the little holes all over the place will be lawn dressing. But how's that, guys? We're not even at the end of winter yet, and this lawn is looking phenomenal. I mean, that's almost summer good. Check out that dog. It's a dog's life, eh? Alright, I think that's all I wanted to say for today's video. Is just get out there and investigate your local bulk soil suppliers. Go and test drive each one of them. Make friends with these guys. Buy the bulk stuff. The bags in the shop are only for your convenience. If you've got enough money to just do that, by all means go ahead and do it. Some of those products are really high quality, but you don't need it. Just buy good stuff and you'll visually be able to see it. If you're not sure, you can take photos of the stuff and email it to me and I'll help you out. Anyway, next video I'm going to put down a little bit of a foliar feed out here. I might even add it in to this video at the end. I'm not really sure yet. It's going to be Terra Plus Solube NK at 100 grams per 100 square meters. It's a soluble fertilizer. It is part of what's one of the fertilizers on my lawn care plan on my website, backyardbushveld.co.za. Go and have a look at that. I think I'll probably put that out now. Just help it tick over until we put down some Fert in the beginning of September. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, share this with your buddies, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.